Warning, what you're about to see may contain spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, I advise you leave, go watch or read, come back, finish the video, comment, and enjoy. Peace.
Hey, what it do, man? If you already didn't know me, it's your big homie Tesmo Gizmo, and we are back for episode 4 of Rising of the Shield Hero. Man, when I tell you this episode right here, boy, this one right here will hit you dead in the feels. It is something intense, but you know, let's kick it back to the beginning before we get into all the emotional stuff. So when we open up into the episode, basically the king is throwing a banquet for the heroes' triumphant victory over the first incoming wave. So they're all toasting, just basically raving about the shield, sword, and bow hero, like, all these amazing things, saying all this good stuff. So the king's just like, everybody enjoy yourselves to the fullest. They're making toast. They're all just being merry and jubilant. And then, you see Nafumi over in the corner, like, I really wouldn't be here, if it wasn't for the reward. And which is true, because they didn't do much, because his biggest thing is you hear people saying that, the casualty numbers weren't all that big, but they were kind of exponential when you look at it from the scale that he's looking at it from. Not like, I stopped the monsters, but they didn't really care too much to save the folks of the city of the town of Loot. I'll keep wanting to say the city, but I'm gonna get this right. So while we're there, we're seeing how everyone's interacting and mingling and just saying all these things, and the other heroes are just doing their thing, and then it transfers over to Spear Hero, aka Mr. Steal Your Girl. He's over there. He notices Raftalia going across the room with something for Nafumi, and he wants to try and intervene and get her attention. And then here comes Mine, like, what you going after that demi-human for? Like, chill, stop, and all that crazy stuff. And then she whispers something in his ear a little bit later. Now Raftalia is over there trying to feed Nafumi, and basically what she lets him know is that he has a slave, that girl is a slave. And then Mr. Steal Your Girl, as trying to step in and be all high and mighty, challenges Nafumi to a duel for Raftalia's freedom. And then you hear all the folks around like, I heard, Raftalia's your slave, and he's got a slave and all these other crazy things. And Nafumi's just like, yeah, Raftalia is my slave. Basically, what's that got to do with you by any means? Yes, she is my slave. Pretty much just driving it home, like, why do y'all care? Seriously, why do you care? And then they're all up in arms like, a hero shouldn't have a slave, like, that shouldn't be allowed. And they're just like, I thought you couldn't stoop any lower. But I'm like, what do y'all expect, bro? Y'all gave him no option. No one wanted to be his sword, his spear, his bow, any other weapon in that world for him, because he can't attack. Do you expect a shield hero to go throughout the entire world leveling and grinding, only blocking? And I've never come across any game where the shield was that OP. You could whoop everything with just the shield. Come on. Like, I'm watching this like, get serious, guys. Like, be real. Quit playing. Please stop playing. Please tell me y'all not serious. But lo and behold, they are deathly serious. So it gets to that point then, as Nafumi tries to leave with Raftalia, here comes the king. King trash, boy. He steps in just like, you're using a demi-human as a slave. And Raftalia is like, I'm his slave of my own free will. Like, are you guys not, recognizing that? Which she kind of wasn't. If you look back, she wasn't. She had no choice as a kid, but she's following him now of her own accord. But then he did kind of give her a way out, like if she wanted to leave, but she chose to stay. And so as he's trying to leave, the guards basically stop Nafumi. They take Raftalia and kind of they don't really rough her up, but they just take her hostage kind of, and make him forcibly enter this duel. And basically if he wins, Raftalia goes free, and if the spear hero wins, she gets to become unslave. She becomes unenslaved to Nafumi. So pretty much they're making him do this, by all means, even though he doesn't want to. And he basically is like, y'all, pretty much they're trash. They're all scum across the board, all across the board. So as this is happening, we get into another scene basically where it seems like he's below underground, where they will be holding this duel. And he tries to pick up another weapon, like, he can't fight, he can't use anything. And the system's like, caution, legendary weapon rules, you can't hold anything other than the weapon assigned to you. So sorry, nothing you can do about it, guy. So we get into the battlefield, and we're basically seeing them face off against each other. And Spear Hero references the old folktale about the irresistible spear and the unmovable shield. Basically, the best attack and the best defense kind of cancel each other out. But in this situation, the spear, he swears he's gonna be the victor. So they get into the fight, they're both kind of neck and neck, pretty much equal. Nafumi's talking, he's talking big trash, saying, your biggest mistake was stepping in here with me because, I can block basically everything you dish out. Even after the spear hero hit him with a few hit moves and saw that it really wasn't phasing him, I'm like, y'all don't understand. This man's defense is stupid high. You all can easily die. He can take some heavy hits and some critical crazy stuff without, really getting his body tarnished or torn to tattered and all that other crazy stuff. Now Fumi switches his shields around and then basically rushes in to charge and hit my man, the spear hero, and it looks like it knocks the wind out of him, like heavily knocks the wind out of him. And then you see mine over on the side of the stands, like, oh, a strike using the shield. Like, I would never. Like, they really look down that heavily on the shield hero. But you have to remember, my man's the king of the dirty bubble, aka the balloon monster, but it still looks like a dirty bubble. In the midst of that punch, he found a way to sneak a balloon onto the spear hero, and he's like, it's like something's biting him and it hurts. And they're basically like, oh, you're cheap. That he's using cheap tactics, but I'm like, you leave him no choice. And then Nafumi opens up his cape, like, yeah, he got like 3 of them bad boys on the side. Like, you get which one you want. You want B, you want C, you want D. You already got A. Come on, tell me which one you want. And so he's just like, oh, cheap tricks. Then he kills the balloon, and he's like, fight me fair. And he's like, oh, okay. But Nafumi's not gonna fight fair, so he switches over to the 2-headed dog shield that he got first episode when he absorbed that beast that Raftalia had killed, and its ability is bite. So he sends that out, bites spear hero. It kind of pushes and staggers him back. He fires off an air shield, which knocks all of the air out of his body, but more or less like you get hit hard and they do the weird little upchuck spitty thing. And then he traps him into a prison shield, but while he's doing that, he throws 2 more of the bubbles in there, so my man gets stuck with the bubbles, and they're just like letting him have it. Just he's trying to get out of the shield and all that crazy stuff. But these are the tactics they push my man to have to resort to. He's got nothing. Like, you expect him to not use his abilities to the best that he can, and come to find out he's got the upper hand on you, man. Like, you can't be mad at that. Like, you seriously couldn't be mad at it. He's just doing what he got to do. So while everything's going on, the spear hero manages to break free, and it looks like they're on equal footing, and everybody's like, oh, the shield hero is, he plays dirty, and pretty much still talking trash. They have nothing good to say, as it seems as if Nafumi's going to win. There's some random gust of wind that comes behind and knocks him back, or knocks him forward, and then it allows the spear hero a chance to come in and basically run Nafumi's fate. He hit him with some lightning type shield that pierced his stomach and left him unconscious. And he's kind of like, hold up now. As he's sitting there and he, gets himself together, he's like, there's no way that I lost. He's looking like the king's already acknowledged that Nafumi had lost. He's like, no way. Like, you guys had to have seen that. Everyone here had to have had seen something or some force push me, or, someone intervened, like one of his party companions intervened, and it was none other than mine. Like, she intervened with some wind-like magic, which allowed Spear Hero a chance to actually get in and do that. And Nafumi's like, so no one's gonna act like you didn't see anything, so you're basically, y'all didn't see nothing, y'all saw nothing whatsoever. And as it's acknowledged that Motoyasu won, or Mr. Steal Your Girl Spear Hero. I'm just bad with names. I'm just gonna keep calling him Spear Hero, Mr. Steal Your Girls. If y'all cool with it, I'm cool with it. Let's keep rocking with it. So, we see mine run up to him and, kind of that weird little holding the small of someone's back type of position, and they're both blushing like, this is what it is. And Nafumi's just sitting there like, oh man, they really gonna do this to me. Like, they're really gonna do this to me. And mine has the nerve, boy. She's like, it's really too bad you have to go back to fighting all alone. And then she laughs like, y'all, when I tell you, mine, ooh, all of your frustrations, your anger, your resentment, your malice, all of it shall be rewarded in kind within due time to this character. Just take and ball it up, keep it, and I promise you will be able to relish the comeuppance that she gets. It is gonna be so good. But I'm just, she just burns my soul, this character. Like, there's only been a few characters in real life and in shows that made me this upset. just off of everything that they are. Like when I was reading this, when I read the light novel, it irked my soul, the character that she was. When I read the manga, like in the manga still just a little bit ahead of this by a good smidge, it burned my soul. And then just watching her animated again, it's just like burning my soul. I do not like this girl. I promise you, she can jump off the nearest cliff head first with a prison shield and a dirty bubble attached to her neck, just chomping on it, and I'd just be like, cool. That was called. That was just. But let me stop getting into my feelings about this and get back to the review. You know what I'm saying? So while that's happening, Naofumi basically, realizes as the king, Mine, and the spear hero all are, interacting together, and he hears the king basically say, my daughter was right when she chose you. And Naofumi's like, so these guys had this plan from the very get-go. Like, she basically set me up to be framed. The father put it in motion to basically distort the facts so that his daughter, nothing will look bad on his daughter's sake, all to punish me. He was like, they did this all to punish the shield hero. He's like, this isn't cool. Like, he didn't ask to be the shield hero. They summoned him to that world. And then all the people like, oh, we should have never summoned the shield hero anyway. Like, we don't need the shield hero. We're good with the 3. Like, place him in jail, execute him, and all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, damn, it is not that serious. But at the same time, I'm like, what are any of you all doing to solve, help, and or fix the issues that are plaguing your country, aka the wave? You all are citizens, and you summoned the legendary heroes. He didn't ask to be picked. It was random. I'm just like, oh, right. This country also, I hate a lot of the country that he got summoned into, boy, but it gets better, folks. Like, we just gotta bear through these tough emotions, because man, this is crazy. So while that's happening, Naofumi basically falls down and then starts hallucinating that everything is transpiring into a vision of what he assumes is going to happen, or this is just his forlorn heart really becoming warped and more distorted. So like, he's seeing a young Raftalia, get her curse removed, seeing the party, the other party member from his visual icon peripheral disappear. Like, he's seeing all of everything else going wrong. Like, he's alone again. He's all alone again. And basically, like, this is hell, in pure hell. Like, he never asked for any of it. And then at that point, he's just like, as low as I already am, this whole country, this whole world can die. He's like, I don't care. He just cared nothing for anyone or anything at this point, and unlocked what's called the Curse series in his legendary weapon. And y'all, this series, woo. I mean, woo, boy. You ain't seen nothing yet. Just rock with it. You've probably already gotten a glimpse of what you could assume this may be from the intro. If you watch the intro, you could probably piece together what this turns into. But nah, the just side effects that come with this, just nasty, boy. It's just nasty. and then back in reality and outside of Naofumi's warped reality that he's seeing inside of his subconscious and mind, Raftalia slapped the cold dog shit out of Spear Hero, which he deserved. He justly deserved that, boy. I mean, she's basically in all of what now Raftalia said, because I won't try and quote it all verbatim. She basically put it into perspective that what you all believe about Naofumi is A, inaccurate, B, false, and C, is just wrong. Like, nothing you all think is right. Him being what you assume he is, that's not true. He's not forcing me to do anything. He saved my life. She basically spat all the facts that we got to see Naofumi do for her to them. Like, he nursed her from being a sickly slave into the person she is now, treated her like a person, fed her. Basically, he was kind to her, as where they only see the bad in him or think that he's this or he's that. And the Spear Hero's like, no, that can't be true. Like, he will use you until you break. Or they're saying she's under some type of mind control, like the shield hero has the ability to control minds. I'm just like, yo, how far will y'all reach? How low will you go, people, to accuse this man? Like, to really accuse him? Like, what do y'all have against the Shield hero this much? Like, what do y'all really got against him? And they're all sitting there in disbelief, like, this can't be right, this can't be true. He's lecherous. He'll do these different things to you, he'll work you to the bone. And she's still like, no. Like, if your heart was just as big as you claim it is, why don't you have slaves? And not saying not that you need to have a slave in the way that he has a slave. Why haven't you saved any other slaves who were going through what she went through, sick, impoverished, or really helping someone other than the people who you choose to actually help be better? You haven't. And if that were the case, you'd have them by your side. You don't. So, like, what's justifiable here? What is it that you're claiming makes this okay? You know nothing. You don't get the picture. So you don't. Nah, I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry. And then that's when you see actual Ren and Itsuki come down. It was like, basically you lost, bruh. Moto, you lost. You did not win this fair and square. They couldn't tell, but they basically were like, we couldn't tell at first, but someone intervened. The only reason they couldn't tell because it was wind magic. So it's just like, yeah, you didn't win this fight fair and square. You didn't win this fair and square whatsoever at all. And then back inside Nafumi's mind, he's still kind of just, raging, and you see his shield amidst awakening the curse series. It's like blazing, like this fire from all his hatred, from all his anger, just growing, and it's just not, it ain't pretty. You can see that he's in a bad place, because in his head it's just nothingness, shadows. It's just like this sulky grayness. But that's I guess that's a reflection of how he feels and everything that is in his world, or how he views his life as a whole right now. He even went as far as pushing Raftalia away when he was like, I don't need someone else to betray me. I don't need, you're free, so you wanted to laugh at me like everyone else is. And she's just like, no, that's not what I'm about. That's not what this is. She's like, I'll follow you through fire and brim. So basically, hell and high water, she'll go with him anywhere and everywhere. Just like she said previously, I am your sword. She is there for him no matter what happens. Through thick and thin, through bad, she's gonna be there. She doesn't plan on leaving his side. And I'm sorry, yo, if y'all ain't started to ship this right here, this Raph and Nafumi, yeah, y'all better jump on board, because boy, this is the ship right here. Raftalia, best girl you can find in any anime. Give me one you done found so far in 2019 this down. I mean, she probably willing to hold the strap, put it in the lap in person, say they ain't got no gun if they got caught riding. I'm just saying. Now, Fumi got a real ride or die right here. And then through all that, she finds a way to pull him back through that fog and clear his head, and he comes back to light, seeing everything. He's got tears in his eyes, and he's like, I wanted to hear that this entire time. These words that she said, basically that someone will believe him, someone will be there for him and not abandon him and leave him as is. And he was like, I just wasn't really listening to her. I really wasn't listening to her as much as he thought he was. He really wasn't. And she's been here basically all alone. His eyes finally were open to it, and it felt good. It felt good to finally see some of the burden on my man's heart finally come off. Now Fumi needed this. He needed a good cleansing cry. He needed to have his faith restored in something or someone, even if it's just a small bit. And she even said it, even if you don't trust the world or anything like that, at least trust that I'm gonna be here without any shadow of a doubt. And so apparently he fell asleep on her lap the entire night in that arena. And when they awoke the next day, she actually made my man a leftover sandwich. Like, I'm telling you, she cooking, she riding. Raftalia, if you ain't got you a Raf, bro, I don't know what to say. If you ain't got you no Raftalia, I don't know what you doing with your life, man. And then for the first time, and I think this is more because he finally has some sense of joy or peace in his ever unstill heart and mind, he could finally taste food, which I would feel weird about if I got teleported to another world and I couldn't taste food. Like, I'm eating and it's giving me nutrition, I'm not dying, but I can't taste food. And with tears in his eyes, my man is he's finally found some peace. And that's the end of episode 4. But man, if you like anything about this, please let me know down in the comment sections. Again, if you got any speculations or you just want to chat with your boy about the episode, let me know. We can go back and forth. I'm willing to go back and forth. That's what I'm here for, man. But other than that, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.